In the streets, you can see her run in the morning. She's racing the sun like a flower. She's facing the sky from the wind. She's learning to fly. Don't look too close, it's the goddess you see. And don't try to hold her, 'cause she will be free. Don't look too close, yeah, it's the goddess you see. And don't try to tell her just what she can be.
From time immemorial, Indians have celebrated the divine spirit of femininity, honoring the mother goddess Shakti in her many avatars, as the benevolent Uma or Parvati, as Durga the mighty, or Kali the fierce. Our history is littered with tales of strong, willful, courageous and independent women, from Gargi in Vedic times to the relatively recent Rani of Jhansi and all the brave women who fought in later wars of independence. More recently, Indira Gandhi assumed great importance on the world stage, and yet, for all our rich cultural heritage, with its deep-rooted respect for women, the reality we all know is one of sexism, discrimination and abuse. Somewhere along, India developed into a rigid patriarchal society with many social evils. Even today, we live in a society where women are constantly made to feel insecure, unequal and unsafe. Yet, India is a remarkable country, and it continues to produce some remarkable women. We bring you the stories of only 3 of their, no doubt, countless numbers. These are the stories of 3 real heroines, women who strive ceaselessly to make a difference, however large or small, for the betterment of the society they live in. They are among the most marginalized and disenfranchised communities worldwide. Sex workers, over 70% of whom in India are underage, mostly trafficked children who have found a voice in the form of Indrani Sinha, founder of Sanlaap, meaning dialogue, an anti-trafficking human rights center. Growing up in Patna, Indrani was witness to exploitation of women from a tender age. She saw her friends getting married at 12, dying pregnant at 16. She saw her own cousin being molested on the streets. She experienced firsthand how vulnerable girls are in this society. Starting as a teacher, she soon became involved in social work. It was while conducting a research on sexually abused girl children in Sonagachi, the largest red light district in Calcutta, that she found her true calling. In 1987, she started Sanlaap.
When we started, we didn't have any idea of what we were getting into. We talked to about 1,600 girl children. Now, the realization was that several of these girl children, after sexual abuse, they run away from families, or they are lured away by women and men offering jobs or offering marriage, and this is when trafficking happens.
Trafficking of women and children is a very silent crime.
And West Bengal is definitely a source area. So here we have cross-border trafficking as well as intrastate trafficking.
আমি বাংলাদেশের মেয়ে, আমাকে বাংলাদেশ থেকে একজন মহিলা নিয়েছিল কাজ দেবে বলে, তারপর উনি আমাকে এনে পুনাতে বিক্রি করে দিয়েছিল।
I remember the very few incidents were reported to police station. One complaint came to us and we were told that the girl was sent to UP. When the police people went and contacted that panchayat head, told due payment was made. What is the illegal in this? They take it as if it is acceptable.
When we landed up in the red light areas, we were continuously talking about why they didn't run away. It was lack of options. We wanted to work in the red light areas, providing options for these women and their children.
What is necessary is providing a lot of livelihood options. Even if we restore them to their families, they will be re-trafficked.
So on one hand, we were talking about stopping second generation prostitution or second generation pimping and bootlegging that the male children do.
She drew up a strategy: fight for the rights of the young girls, rescue them and bring them back into the mainstream in education and a vocation.
It is very difficult to do anything on your own, and particularly if you're working in a very risky area. We started contacting the police, and then we started working with the government because we were rescuing girls. We needed the shelter to keep the girls.
Sanlaap today runs 4 shelter homes where 200 girl children rescued from prostitution, bonded labor and sexual abuses are taken care of.
Some of the strategies that has been taken up is to rescue and reintegration of the victim of trafficking, to give her another life and some options in life.
আমি এখানে 6 বছর ধরে আছি। আমি লরেটো স্কুলে যাই। এখানে থেকে আমি ভারতনাট্যম শিখছি। আমার সঙ্গে আমার অনেক বন্ধুরা আছে। আমি পড়াশোনা করতে খুব ভালোবাসি। আমার ভবিষ্যতে আমার লয়ার হওয়ার খুব ইচ্ছে।
There are several who are also HIV positive. We also have a lot of children, who come to us with serious mental health problems. With the HIV children, we don't put them in a separate place, but we take special care as is needed by that particular child.
There are dangers lurking all round though. For instance, madams, as they are called in the trade, in charge of brothels, often pull up tricks like faking identities to take the girls back to trafficking.
Running prostitution, what a huge amount of money. The beneficiaries are very powerful people having anti-social goons at their disposal.
Sanlaap, though, continues its mission undaunted, including networking with NGOs in Bangladesh and Nepal.
Now we are networking amongst ourselves. We are working very closely with other organizations such as Sanlaap. Sanlaap has been one of the very active organizations in the state.
Indrani is ever alert, maneuvering her strategies to rescue, restore and reintegrate children from brothel prostitution. There are girls once living in Sanlaap shelters who are now leading comfortable lives in mainstream society.
6 years ago, we started doing this puja. We invite all of them to come and have fun over here.
এই অনুষ্ঠানটা আমাদের কাছে একটা পুজো বলে আমরা ভাবি না, এটা একটা গেট টুগেদার অনুষ্ঠান।
When we had started our work, there were very few staff who wanted to do this. The next 4-5 years, we received support from the government over here in India itself, and also support from many international organizations. Within the family, there was a lot of concern in the very beginning, but I got a lot of support from my husband, and because he was there, the rest of the family also was supportive. I started getting a lot of threatening calls and letters, and because of the safety of my daughters, I had to send them away to Bangalore.
This is almost a fight between two inequals. I hope that civil society will come forward and help organizations like Sanlaap. They are a pioneer of this kind of volunteer organization.
Sanlaap has received 2 national awards: the Best Welfare Organization in India in 1997 and a National Commission Award for Best Women's Organization in 2000. Indrani herself was specially invited by the United Nations to work on its mission in war-torn Kosovo where she helped set up a rescue and safe shelter home based on the sanlaap model. There are, of course, moments of despondency, vacillation, yet there is the call of the inner voice that spurs her on.
I would like to particularly talk about two sisters who I met in Sonagachi. They had sent their youngest sister to a boarding school. When I asked them that, why have you sent your younger sister in a boarding school, you are spending so much of money. These two girls answered, never mind, but she will have a life that we did not get. The whole idea of stopping this prostitution or stopping the sexual abuse, which is a very, very big violence against women, that is, what kept me and many others like me going.
No doormat, this housewife. Meet Moslema Bibi, 40, a conservative rural Muslim homemaker from Boikunthapur, West Midnapur, West Bengal. Entrepreneur, employer, earning rupees 300,000 a year. A housewife whose day was never done, leading a hand-to-mouth existence with 3 children to care for. A typical household in a typically conservative village, where women were meant to be kept at home, unseen and unheard. At 35, Moslema developed a major eye ailment. It turned out to be a blessing in disguise.
আমি একদিন গান্ধী মিশনে চোখ দেখাতে যাই, চোখ দেখানোর পরে দেখি সাইডে এরকম সব মেয়েরা কাজ করছে। আমি বলছি এগুলো কি হয়? বলছে পাপোস হয়। আমি দেখলাম তো দেখছি খুব সহজ জিনিস। বলে আমি তার পরের দিন আবার যাই, তার পরের দিন যে সব জিজ্ঞেস করছি, বলছে হ্যাঁ শিখাবো। আমি বলছি আমি কিন্তু কারিগর হিসাবে কাজ করব, কিন্তু আমি ব্যবসা করব, আমাকে ব্যবসা সংক্রান্ত সব জানাতে হবে। তখন বলছে হ্যাঁ আমি সবই জানিয়ে দেবো। গান্ধী মিশন থেকে ঘুরে আসার পরে ভাবলাম যে আমি সংসারের কাজ সামলে কিভাবে কাজটা চালাবো পারবো কিনা একটা চিন্তা ভাবনা করলাম।
She asked her husband Sheikh Anwar, a madrasa employee, if he had any objections.
তো আমি প্রথমটা বাধা দিয়েছিলাম, যেহেতু আমরা মহাবাডান, সে বাড়ির বউ বাইরে গিয়ে কাজ করবে, প্রথমটা আমি মেনে নিতে পারিনি।
He said other teachers might object too.
আমি বললাম যে মাস্টাররা আপত্তি করলে তো আর হবে না, মাস্টাররা কি আমার ছেলে মেয়েদেরকে বড় করে দিবে? ছেলে মেয়েদের পড়াশোনা আছে, তাদের পিছনে খরচ আছে, তারপরে একটা লোন আছে, লোন শোধ করতে হবে। তো আপনি কীভাবে এই আপনার একা রোজগারের উপরে পারবেন? আমাকে যা হোক একটা কিছু করতে হবে। তো তখন উনি বললেন দেখো তুমি যদি সংসার সামলে পারো তাহলে করো।
For Moslema Bibi, it meant walking 3 kilometers a day on foot, alone, and go to the center reasonably dressed in a colorful sari. Simply unthinkable, unacceptable in Moslema Bibi's world. She also had to bear with snide remarks from the village women. A woman's place is her home. She should look after home, husband, and children.
6 মাসের ট্রেনিং ছিল, আমাকে 6 মাস যেতে হয়নি, আমি 3 মাস যাওয়ার পরেই আমার সব কিছু হয়ে গেছিলো শেখা। তো উনি আমাকে 5000 টাকা দিলেন, দেওয়ার পরে আমি মেশিনের ব্যবস্থা করি। মেশিন করার পরে এবার সুতলি চাই, সুতো চাই, তার জন্য উনি আবার 5000 টাকা দিলেন। দিতে 2 বস্তা সুতলি নিয়ে এসে আর সুতো রং ইত্যাদি কিনে নিয়ে এসে ব্যবসা শুরু করি। 2টো মেশিন তৈরি করে আমি নিজে আর আরেকজন কারিগর দিয়ে কাজ শুরু করি। দেখছি আরও কয়েকজন মেয়ে আগ্রহ হয়েছে, বলছে আমরাও শিখব। তখন আরও 2টো মেশিন করি। এইভাবে মেশিন করে 4-5 জন কারিগর তৈরি করি। আমার এক ভাবি রওশনারা বিবি, ও এলো কল্পনা সামন্ত বলে একজন মেয়ে সে এলো, আসার পরে তাদেরকে আমি কাজ করে দেখালাম। তারা বলল এ তো পারবো বলে মনে হয় আমরা বলতে, ওদেরকে মেশিনে বসালাম, শিখালাম কাজ, ওরাও ভালো শিখে গেল। শেখার পরে ওদেরকেই দুটো মেশিনে কাজ করতে দিলাম।
প্রথমে কিছুই করতাম না, আমি বাড়িতে বসে থাকতাম। তারপরে বুবিয়ানের কাছে কাজটা শিখে আমি কাজটা করলাম, যে সংসারে সাহায্য করতে পারি সেই জন্য আমি নিজে খুব খুশি।
কল্পনা সামন্ত কাজ করতে করতে ওদের বাড়ি থেকে আসতে অসুবিধে, আরও 2-1 এলো। তাদেরকে বললাম যে তোমাদের বাড়িতে যদি মেশিন করে দেওয়া হয়, বলছে তাহলে তো খুব ভালোই হয়। আমি তো অনেক কষ্টে গান্ধী মিশন থেকে শিখে এসেছি, তোমাদেরকে অত কষ্ট করতে হবে না, তোমাদের ঘরেই আমি পৌঁছে দেব। তো তাহলে তোমরা কাজটা এখানে আমার মেশিনে শিখে নাও, শেখার পরে ঘরে মেশিন করে দিই।
আমার বাড়ি অনেক দূরে, সেখানে দিদি মেশিন পাঠিয়ে দিয়েছেন, সেখানেই আমি ঘরে বসে কাজ করি।
এইভাবে কাজ আমার এখানে শিখতো, যা শিখা হয়ে গেল দেখলাম যে এরা বাড়িতে নিয়ে গেলে পারবে, তখন ওরা বাড়িতে মেশিন করে দিলাম। এইভাবে এখন 25টার মতন মেশিন।
আমার প্রথম প্রোডাকশনের মাল ঘাটালে নিয়ে গেলাম, ঘাটাল বাজারে দেখলাম ভালোই, তখন প্রফিটটা ভালোই থাকছে। তো এইভাবে বাজারে যখন স্প্রেড করলো ব্যবসাটা, আমি তখন করলাম যে ঘাটাল ছাড়া কলকাতা বড় বাজারে মাল যাওয়ার জন্যে রেডি হলাম যে কিভাবে পৌঁছানো যায় সেখানে যোগাযোগ করলাম। তাতে তারা খুশি, ট্রান্সপোর্টেরও ব্যবস্থা আছে, সেখান থেকে কাঁচা মাল ওখান থেকে বুক করতে আরম্ভ করলাম। ট্রান্সপোর্টে মাল আমার বাড়িতে এসে পড়ছে।
2 বছর ব্যবসা চালানোর পরে ভাবলাম একটা লোন নিয়ে ব্যবসাটা বাড়াই।
There is a lot of support from our government and the subsidiary organizations like the Khadi Gramodyog who are helping the women, like for example Moslema bibi of Midnapur.
খাদি তরফ থেকে আমাকে 2,10,000 মতন লোন দিয়েছে, সেই লোন নিয়ে এখন একটু ব্যবসাটা বাড়িয়েছি। খাদি থেকে লোন নেওয়ার পরে আমাকে বললো আপনাদের ইউনিটের একটা নাম দিতে হবে, তো এই জন্য পদসেবা ইউনিটের নাম দেওয়া হয়েছে।
A case of Mrs. Moslema Begum, who established herself in a distressed economic condition, taking up the self-help group advantage, and she is earning 3 lakhs rupees per year.
One person who has been highly appreciative of Moslema Bibi's winning spirit is the Secretary of Gandhi Mission Trust.
Our main motto is to organize the training program for income generating program. A lot of youth, they have taken a training from here, and Moslema Bibi, one of them. Our institution is very much happy that she is running the entrepreneurship in his own way and involve the other 20, 30 young women and men.
Moslema Bibi gets involved in virtually every stage of operation, working in close unison with her employees, or rather, colleagues. Her husband, too, happily participates in the proceedings.
Moslema bibi is a role model for these women, and we do hope that in future women in larger numbers will come out of their homes and follow her example and make India a better place to live in.
No doormat this one. May Moslema Bibi continue to wear the crown of success and inspire many others. A lady with an academic qualification of up to class 5, but her intelligence, strong will and determination to get things done have brought forth miraculous results. Martha Badraita, 39, Sarpanch or elected head of the village council, Bada Kalakut village, Gram Panchayat under Guma block, Gajpati district, Orissa, one of the backward states in India.
कौन बोले ए पंचायत रे कि ए गार बेसी असुविधा अछि, पीवा पानी असुविधा, रास्ता मध्ये असुविधा, विधवा मानकर বা বিপিএল ସାଉର ମଧ୍ୟ ଅସୁବିଧା ଥିଲା ସେଥିପାଇଁ ମୁଁ ସରପଞ୍ଚ ନିଜେ ଚିନ୍ତା କରିକି ମୁଁ ସରପଞ୍ଚ କରାଇବୁ।
Before being elected as Sarpanch with a huge margin, 1,150 votes against 150 from her nearest rival, she had been a sub-Sarpanch in the last Panchayat or village council. In that role, she had mobilized rupees 750,000 for the villagers to get a water tank sanctioned from the government under Swalal Dhara project. No mean task. For days on end, she ran from pillar to post, from the block development officer to the collector to the member of Legislative Assembly. But finally, victory was hers. As a Sarpanch, she has taken NREGS, National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, to a new height, while other states have actually faltered.
National Rural Employment Guarantee Program. It is a beautiful program in the sense all the rural family will get employment guarantee 100 days in a year for their economic upliftment and development.
Many people have benefited. Some household got 183 days work against the 100 days norm. The only way she managed to exceed the target was by motivating people, getting them involved at every stage of implementation, impressing upon them the benefits and prosperity that would be theirs. She has provided 900 job cards, perfectly legal for her panchayat, with only about 670 households, having intelligently factored in the married members of the joint families involved.
Martha has created history where she has provided employment to the 900 families, additional employment in our locality, and this has become a model panchayat.
2007-2008 for her was a watershed year when she initiated work worth 0.52 million rupees in road construction, canal irrigation, plantation, terracing, dam checking projects that made hers one of the best performing panchayats.
कोड़ाकोट ग्राम संख्या अच्छी 200 घर किंतु 70 जन आका बीपीएल अच्छी.
All the people who are living under below poverty line should be identified and they would be provided a card that is called BPL card. In India, starting from village right up to urban area, the government is planning for a food security bill to provide food to the people who are living under the poverty line and who will have this BPL card.
BPL card को ये सुविधा दोची जो चावल 20 रुपया किलो अछि मार्केट रो से चावल BPL कार्ड का दरुन मते 2 रुपया किलो बाउची 100 दिन का काम अछि
से BPL नोडल मीटिंग समय रे कि समिति मीटिंग समय रे आमे कहू छी सेति जे वीडियो को संति मार्च मास रे आमे जिंतेले ग्राम सेवक जार से सर्वे करके दियाबो समस्त को किंती आमे पाई परबा पेरेंट मध्य प्रति घर किंती आमे पाई परबा सेटा मध्य आमे चेष्टा करछि.
No official, of course, takes Martha lightly. A case in point, the primary school. As people's representative with the supervisory authority, she found out that children's studies were getting severely affected as teachers did not attend the school regularly. Martha pleaded with them, reminding them of their responsibility. It did not work. So she took it up with the collector, who promptly ordered the transfer of 5 teachers. It worked. Martha is hard at work every day, doing everything she can do for her community, forever interacting with her constituents, often on an individual basis, reaching out whenever and wherever she is needed, never hesitating to lead by example. Yet she is a homemaker in the truest sense of the term, an anchor of the family.
मोर स्त्री मार्ता बडरैत से सरपंच काम कर भविष्य में जेपरी यही सरपंच काम मोर स्त्री सरपंच काम
A devout Christian who loves her neighbors and enjoys their company. What pleases her most is that now distressed migration of her panchayat has come down significantly due to availability of work at home. Martha's vision spans better health, children's education, supply of drinking water to all the villages. All in return for an allowance of only ₹300. But there is no stopping her. She continues to run the proverbial extra mile to reach her goal. These are just 3 of the many millions of women struggling against all odds to make their mark, even to make a difference. If there is one myth that history will bear out, it is that the spirit of women, of Shakti, of Martha, Moslema and Indrani can never be beaten down.